Welcome to Pull the Pin Ready, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions about the world we live in. We can't promise you're going to enjoy our opinions.
But
Hey, I
we
screwed that up a
guarantee
little
we're
bit.
going to give them to you anyway. He said the wrong word, but I'll fix it.
Oh my God, I'm Jim.
I'm Nate. Let's pull the pin already.
Nate, I don't know if you could see that blank stare in my face, and I just said it before you, little background here. I just told Nate, I was like, I don't know if I remember the intro. And sure enough, I screwed it up, didn't I?
We just messed up
Holy
one word.
crap.
Now I use
Yeah,
the
but
other word
that's the big word, right?
you're supposed to use.
That's why I need you here. That's why I appreciate you, Nate. So no more vacations. Right.
next next week's my vacation.
So yeah, I knew I was gonna screw that up. I had that blank look in my face. You know what it is? My brain was wandering because there is a couple things I need to put out before we get into the show, and I even wrote them down. So I don't know why my brain was wandering. But first of all, my normal shout outs, Johnny, Christine. We see you. We read your content. Just don't always have the time to respond. Christine, especially, you share a lot of good stories and some lengthy replies, which I really appreciate, and I read. Again, though, I'm just lazy and don't have time to respond. So, but we appreciate it. So keep them coming. And the other thing was there two things. Oh, Monday's episode. I had an internet problem, and when my internet got restored, when my internet.
I'm out.
Nate's the one that restored it. When my internet got restored Monday, it was already after the posting and all that. It just became a nightmare, and then I totally forgot, and it was almost before I went to bed, and I realized I never posted the episode. So that is on me, my error, but you guys got it, except for those of you on BitChute. And if you're listening to this on BitChute, then you're lucky because it uploaded, but BitChute's had a problem, and I think we put it out the last episode, the one that didn't get uploaded on BitChute, that we may be leaning away from BitChute. Unfortunately, I'm having more problems uploading and dealing with BitChute than I want to deal with. And it's not like our interactions there are productive. I mean, we may be reaching a different audience, a wider audience, or just more FBI, CIA agents. But they their platform is giving me problems, and I'm not gonna fight with it. So if I stop posting on BitChute, don't be alarmed. If you are on BitChute, you can find us on Rumble and I guess YouTube for now. So yeah, those are the announcements I had to get off my chest. And after that, let's just talk about what we're doing here, and that is headlines, right? And Nate, is there anything you had to put out? I don't remember.
Nope, not me.
So, sorry, I just got a phone call. I don't know if it's important or not, but yes. So I'm blank again. All right, so we're talking about headlines. Sorry, I'm just multitask. I'm not ready for this. I'm multitasking, and we blow up some headlines. We talk about our headlines from our perspective, and why is our perspective important?
We're average veterans who've been around the world and we know everything.
All right, so why don't we just get into headlines so I can stop, rambling, trying to figure out where I'm at, and give me a headline so I know where we're at. Florida Panthers win franchise first Stanley Cup win with Game 7. I can't even read. Florida Panthers win franchise first Stanley Cup with Game 7 win over Oilers.
Did you watch?
I didn't.
The two teams you didn't want to win got knocked out, and now that the Oilers haven't won in how long, and Panthers obviously never won.
This headline's obviously for me per se, because hockey is the only sport I really care about anymore, and I'm honestly losing interest in that. And then I'll bring something up in a second that I do want your opinion on. But this, like I don't even my own team, dude. I stopped watching as much as I used to. I'm just getting sick of the politics. I'm getting sick of the forcing social crap, and I'm just getting sick of all that stuff. And I don't know what to do with it because I love hockey. You know what I mean? And I still play on Xbox. I'll play hockey, and that's my go-to. But these sports, this is what I was getting to, because I don't know if you've noticed in the sports a lot. There's a lot of stuff going on in sports now. It's a lot of drama, it feels like. You know what I mean? It's almost like we can't watch a game anymore without some substance abuse or some, cheating, some, controversial call or some, it's just getting weird. Maybe I'm just noticing it. I don't know, Nate, is it always been around and I'm just now noticing it more?
It's probably always been around. It's just social media is so big now. It's put in your face every day.
And I am starting, here's the other conspiracy. Well, or the conspiracy. I'm starting to believe that not every single game in play, but I'm starting to think that these sports are fixed. I really am starting to believe that, and I like no knock to like the Florida Panthers, whatnot, and but I couldn't see, like, even though I hate them, I couldn't see how the Rangers couldn't beat them. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see how, like, even Edmonton. When I was watching the Stanley Cup from afar, Florida romped and stomped. Bob Bobrovsky, I think, is really a great goalie, so I think he does deserve a lot of credit. Um, but they went up 3-0, and then Bobrovsky has this horrible game, which is possible. I played goalie before, but then all of a sudden Edmonton comes back with a fire and wins 3 games, so that we have a Game 7 Stanley Cup, and it's a 2-1 win. Like, I don't know, dude. Florida didn't prove to me to be a team that's just going to collapse under pressure.
They did. They won.
Well, they won. But did we need 3 more games?
Someone did.
That's my point. That's what I'm getting at. And I'm not saying, like I said, I don't know if I can prove it. I just got a hunch, and that's what I'm going with. I think sports are getting ridiculously predictable. We all know the Vegas Knights were, put in place just to win. We all know that was rigged, and that's what almost stopped me from watching hockey, even though I guess I went against my word.
Well, the Celtics won in 5 games. They didn't have to go 7 games. So,
Well, basketball's been internally rigged itself, right? Remember when they tried to stack teams and do all that stuff? They ruined basketball for me just with that garbage alone. You know what I mean? Oh, the 4 superstars trying to sign with one team because wouldn't it be great? We do have that. It's called the Olympics. So knock it the hell off and let sports be competitive. You know what I mean? So whatever. I like to see the organic building of teams. I don't like to see the corruption and stuff. Even the what was the stuff about Philadelphia, your team, talking to Saquon Barkley, and they found no foul play, and there's the conspiracy behind that. That's bullcrap too,
it's been
and
investigated. It's been
well,
investigated.
right,
No foul play.
and you are completely proving the Democrat strategy, because it's your team. It's not a crime. But that's my point, though. These things, come on, dude. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Who? It's like the FBI investigating the FBI. It just, to me, it's all starting to smell fishy. It's not even getting exciting anymore. It's almost predictable. Even give a shout out to Joe, who's been on this show before. Um, the Navy guy, our buddy. He predicted Florida, actually Florida Edmonton, before the playoffs even started. Nonchalantly predicted it because he just knew that that's what looked like should happen. So, I don't know. I'm going to follow all his bets in the future now, or I'm going with my conspiracy theory. I still follow all his bets, though. If the conspiracy theory is true, he's got the inside track on who they're conspiring to win. So, anyways, that's enough of the Stanley Cup. Go Florida. That's great. American over Canadian team. Sorry, we took your sport. Biden's State Department admits the Great Replacement is no conspiracy theory.
The Great Replacement replacing him?
No, you don't even know. Nate, no. Sometimes you're so cute, man. I mean, I don't mean that in the gay kind of way, but your ignorance is just so cute.
I don't pay attention to this crap because
I get it. So this is about
shit like this. Pissed me off. So
well, you pay attention. You just may not have heard these words and terms. Maybe. Because it's about immigration. So, well, first let me knock this one out the park here first. A lot of conspiracies are coming true. A lot of them. So there's been word that the Great Replacement, which was mentioned by the Democratic side, I don't know exactly where, and I've seen it, but I don't really care enough to look it up. They are talking about replacing white American voters with immigrants. So they're bringing in all these illegals to replace the population. And the Democrats, that's conspiracy. Nobody's doing it. Even though they've talked about it, they've written an article about it. They'll play the game where, it's the word we didn't say Great Replacement. No, we're just doing it. We're just not saying the word for it. And that's what they do a lot of. So I guess now they finally admit it, that they're literally replacing voters with foreigners.
I liked my theory better.
Yeah, I do too. And you know what's scary about it too? This I've said this before using Nancy Pelosi. This is the part that I don't understand. Let's go full blown with this conspiracy, right? Let's say it works. Let's say you import millions of illegal immigrants like you already have. And let's say they actually take over and Democrats take power for the rest of the existence of the United States. What do you think you're going to have 10 years from now? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. Let's just say we let in the entirety of the Muslim nation over in, you know, all the region over there. What do you think is this country is going to look like in 10 years? You think Democrats are still going to have power?
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's going to look like the Middle East.
Exactly. So that's my point.
Except with less sand.
Right. Exactly. So that's my point. My point is, if you're a Trump hater, at least Trump is pro-American. He says it right there in his thing, everything, make America great, America first, right? But if you're supporting these Democrats and you're allowing outside people, whether you call it an invasion or whatever it is, if it's not controlled, they're not assimilating. They're taking over with their culture. Your country will never be the same again if you support this garbage. And look, I got nothing against these people. I don't know them personally. In fact, you know I have immigrants in my family, first generation immigrants. I married one. My children are half of their, I mean, I have nothing against these people because I know quite a few good people that have come over here the right way.
Legally.
Yes, legally. And I do struggle with the fact that my father-in-law, I still call him my father, well, even my wife's deceased, but my father-in-law still doesn't speak English, and that drives me freaking insane. But the man's in his 70s. I can't expect him to go through an English class when he's survived this whole time with a mediator and living places where they do support Spanish-speaking cultures. You know what I mean? But it's still, it doesn't sit well with me that he hasn't assimilated. But I overlook it because he's a really good man. I mean, he's the kind of guy who give you a shirt off his back, and I've seen him help homeless people at the beach pick up cans that they're trying to collect money for. I've seen him do these things. So it's not the immigrants that I have a problem with. It's one, they're illegal. They're already breaking the law. And two, they don't even try to assimilate. And these are middle-aged men. You know what I mean?
How can they break the law if it's not their law? They're not Americans.
They're breaking our laws.
That's an American law, but they're not American. So are they breaking the law?
Well, I mean, we don't own the laws of physics, right? You jump out of an airplane without a parachute, guess what? They just broke the first law. You know what I mean? It's not their law, but they sure broke it. But their consequence for that is probably much, much more greater. Because we'll just give you money, a cell phone, a place to live, and all the other stuff. So, and like I said, look, in all fairness, dude, I'm not mad at the immigrants. I'm not mad at any of these people, even if they're Chinese spies or a whole army coming in undercover. I'm not mad at them. They're doing what they would do. If our objective was to take over Europe and we had this opportunity, why wouldn't we do it? And we probably would, but we wouldn't have to because we got other means. We do it other ways. We just use our CIA, but so the point is they're doing what we would do. So I'm not mad at any of those people. I don't hate immigrants. I don't even hate illegal immigrants. Our country's to blame and the people in power right now. And we know who that is, right? Because we saw, Obama grab Joe Biden by the hand and pull him off stage like Joe Biden was leading the country, right? Wink, wink. After Obama said, oh, it'd be great if I had a puppet to stand in and I could do a third term. Dude, I don't know how stupid you got to be. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I said it already. Damn it. I don't know how ignorant you got to be to miss this stuff.
Yeah,
right, I didn't call anybody stupid, right? I just said in general. And I don't like calling people stupid, but let's be honest. There are a lot of stupid people in this country. I mean, there are. It's just that simple. I mean,
what's wrong with this one?
Yeah, well, here's part of it. So Democrats plotting to keep RFK Jr. off the ballot.
What ballot? I mean, any ballot he'd running for? Like, not the presidential ballot, right? Because just off a ballot, like off a senator's ballot, off the.
Well, I'm sure it's presidential. I'm sure it's president, but this dude, this isn't a shocker. That's why this is so, like, okay, this isn't even news. Like, Hillary Clinton literally did this to Bernie Sanders, actually cheated him, and got him off the ballot. Like this literally happened already, which is I'm surprised. This is obviously not about Republicans, but
What is he not too far left for them?
no,
I
he's
don't.
going
I
to
don't
take
know. I
he's
don't know
going
anything
to
about
take votes away from the Democratic Party. It's just that simple. RFK Jr. is more of a Democratic candidate. He's the far opposite of what the Democrats are right now, but he's still not a Republican. All his views and most of his stances are still Democratic. He just goes with the anti-vax side and some of those things that the Democrats don't like. So in fact, if I didn't have a Republican, if it was RFK versus a Democrat, I'd take RFK in a minute because he closer aligns with the things I believe in, but he's still off the hook on a lot of other issues that make him Democratic. But this is a threat to the Democratic Party and their power. It's the same thing Bernie Sanders. You got a whole group of people that support Bernie Sanders, right? The Bernie Bros, whatever they call them. So they had to get them off of the ballot because then that would take votes away from the Democratic Party because the Bernie Bros would have to vote for the Democrat because they hate the Republicans.
But isn't only one of them not on the ballot anyway?
No, he's run as independent.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, and that's what Bernie Sanders, I think, did too. Or he ran in some other party.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders isn't registered or independent, supposedly.
Right.
But
So, and they're all third party stuff. Even like,
yeah,
the Michael James used to be the Libertarian Party. I never knew anybody's name who was in the Libertarian Party, but we know this year he's a kooky left wing Democrat. But, he would always say vote Libertarian, whatever. But nobody knows those and they never win. So they're
I
just
got
votes
you
taken
now.
from somewhere else.
So they're trying to keep him off, so those people that would
Yes.
vote for him supposedly will vote Democrat and not Republican.
Right, because they're sticking their finger in the wind and they're realizing that Trump is getting a lot of support right now, so it's going to take a lot more cheating than they were able to accomplish in 2020. Even 2016, you can even argue because Democrats, I'm not even going to say Republicans aren't cheating. That would be naive of me. But it was very clear the Democrats were cheating. And 2016, they were just shocked. They overestimated the support for Trump, so all their cheating went to waste. That's why everything was in chaos because they never expected him to win because they have all these races in the bag. Even you could argue that people like Bush, all these Republicans, they were designed to win too. And it wouldn't surprise me if the uniparty, the Democrats or uniparty, let them win because they still support the agenda of the deep state. You know what I mean? When they don't have a strong candidate, like look at Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton really wasn't a strong candidate. She had a great base, but there was a group of people that hated her. You know what I mean? So they wanted her to win, but Trump just came out of nowhere and overcame their cheating.
Oh, here's Trump again right here.
Oh, this is good here. Is this the last one? Yeah. So Trump predicts Biden will be all jacked up for the first debate, which is coming up in
Thursday.
this Thursday. Yeah. What's it, tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah. So first of all, there's two things here. This is a tactical move. I don't know if you know this, right? This is a tactical move because what the media is trying to do is make it look like Joe Biden's incompetent and he's not going to do it. I know that sounds crazy, right? The very media who props him up and stands him up is now trying to downplay him so that his expectation is lower, so that if he exceeds the expectation, people are like, wow, that was a good debate. It's a psyop. So what the counter to that, what the Trump campaign's trying to do and other people that support Trump, they're trying to make sure the people go in knowing that he's going to be all jacked up on drugs and whatever they're feeding him because it's proven it before, right? And you can see your very own eyes. Sometimes he's falling asleep in meetings. Sometimes he's just wandering, staring. And then sometimes he comes out all mad and pointing fingers and angry. He's on drugs. He's on some sort of uppers. He has to be.
I saw what Trump said. Yeah, we should have a drug test before the debate, and I'll take a drug test too with him.
Yeah, right. And that's again, look, like here's the bottom line, Nate. Look, here, like this is, I'm not even going to get angry anymore at these people. We've known this, right? We've been in the military a while, right? We see some of the background stuff, even though we're just peons, in a big, pool, we're a small fish, but we see some of the things that like, wow, that just doesn't make sense, but it defies what you knew as a civilian. or you go to overseas and you see things that, wow, it's a lot different than I was told to believe when I grew up, or something like that, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? The $3,000 pencil. You see the corruption in there, the TA-50 that you just dispose of because it's got a mark on it, or you know what I mean, or all the weapons we leave in Afghanistan, all the billions of dollars we waste. When you see that stuff, you see it's got corruption written all over it. Because who in their right mind would do that? Why wouldn't we reuse equipment or sell it for, whatever? But the point I'm getting at is what Trump has managed to do for this country is intensely, insanely valuable if you're willing to open your freaking eyes. It's not about who he is. It's not about Hitler. He's already did one term. You can say all the bad things you want about the man, but what he managed to do is pull back the curtain on the wizard. And he did it in so many ways. He made so many people mad. They forced themselves out, et cetera, et cetera. He literally exposed the level of corruption that has been controlling us for years. He's exposed it. And people still are falling for this crap. They're still in the Trump's Hitler. There's no evidence of this. In fact, there's evidence the people in charge right now are doing exactly that. But they still refuse to see the man for what he is. He's the exposer in chief. He's brought out all the corruption because he is a direct threat to the people of power who cannot control him.
Are you going to watch the debate?
Probably not. I don't think I can. I might go to a minor league baseball game that night with my son. Because I know, let's be real, dude. What do you think the debate's going to be about? How do you think the debate's really going to go? It's all on Joe Biden's rules with a corrupt moderator, with a corrupt news agency hosting it. I mean, how do you think it's going to go? They're literally trying to set him up.
Who's the moderator?
The Tapper guy, the one who compared Trump to Hitler several times.
Should be a good one.
Yeah, it's like a jury of his peers, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's my point. It's like, it's proof. How do you let blind rage? I just hate Trump. So you allow all the bad things to happen, because it's going to happen to you one day. Not you specifically, maybe, but you listening out there. It's going to happen to you one day. You're going to be on the other side, and then you're going to be like, this isn't fair. Well, it was fair when the enemy of you got it. No, I don't even want my enemies to experience the crap that's going on right now. I call people stupid, Democrats stupid, and all these people stupid, but I don't want them to go through unfair justice and all that. I don't want that. Like all these people, Trump's coming for revenge. No, that's not revenge. That's called accountability. You're making up crimes from 7 years ago, trying to make them into a felony, and then make them into 34 different felonies, which is all the same crime that you're making up, and then you're going after a man. That's not the justice system. That's not accountability. It's just coincidental that your timing is now 7 years later, but you allow a crime that Hunter Biden committed to lapse out of its statute of limitations. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, this is what the people are complaining about, right? Any of the Black Lives Movement, all that stuff, it's unfair. And now I understand their argument. I think I've already told you this. I understand their argument a little bit better now, how the system is against them. But I don't say it's just against them, obviously, because look what they're doing to Trump. So it's not just against black people. It's against people who don't have power. That's what it is. It's the powerful versus the non-powerful. And if your group, your race, your whatever fall in that, I'm sorry, but let me tell you what, Barack Obama is black. He's part black, right? Well, he considers himself black. So how come he's not subjective to this stuff? So it's not about black people. It's about power versus the rest of us. And that's what the argument is. So when you stop fighting with each other and fight against the power, the people who are doing this, they will no longer have the power. And then we can get back to living like we're free people.
Fight the power.
And let's get out of this episode. I didn't realize I was talking that damn long. But all right, your job, Nate, is to cut me off before these get too long and people don't watch them. But thanks anyway, Nate, for being here, because I appreciate you all the time. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for having the patience with these episodes that have problems. Johnny, Christine, appreciate you. And until next time, Godspeed.
And pull the pin ready. Boom.
Thanks for joining us here. Pull the pin already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If
If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.